The poll covers questions on the treaty negotiations, identity and more in collaboration with Gateway Media. Producer Anton Calderon says the idea for the poll came as Gibraltar faced a pivotal moment, how the future, post-treaty or no treaty, will be very different, and that it was interesting to explore how people felt about their identity, language and culture, among other issues.
There are several categories of questions. So one is about the quality of democracy, and I understand that because these perceptions are just a snapshot in a particular moment in history, I think those perceptions about the quality of democracy might find themselves a little bit skewed by the McGrail inquiry moment, where there's a lot of discussion about the quality of democracy. But this is one of the things that we're asking. We're also asking about people's language, their culture, and how they feel about the treaty, what they would like to see emerge from the treaty, what kind of concessions they consider to be acceptable. So that's kind of the mix. There's about identity, culture, Brexit, quality of democracy. That's the mix.
When it comes to these issues, I think it's fair to say, particularly with the advent of social media, that people aren't shy of expressing their opinions one way or another, whether we get a treaty, relations across the border. How are you looking at the responses? How honest do you think people will be?
Well, I think that the problem with social media is it creates a fake sense of people having freedom to express their views. What we find a lot of the time is that the positions that are most forceful, and less and expressed in the most forceful ways, are the ones that have most power to manipulate and sway this general sense of what public opinion is. A lot of very silent, reasonable people out there, I'm sure, are going to see this as an opportunity to make their voices heard without fear of, being ganged up on by the more active elements in social media, which tend to be people whose positions are not very nuanced.
You can take part in the poll by going to gbc.gi/news and click on the Needle Poll. There are 50 questions that should take no more than 10 to 15 minutes to answer. Participants will remain anonymous. The program will air weekly for 8 weeks starting on Monday, the 20th of May.